The Hollywood Reporter says domestic box office revenue for this month is expected to come in at about $425 million, the worst figure in 27 years, according to Comscore, a media analytics company. This excludes, of course, October 2020, which was in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Hollywood Reporter points to several reasons as to why movies underperformed in October, saying it was, quote, a perfect storm of not enough product due to the ongoing production delays left over from the labor strikes, a horrible August, and a relatively weak September. For more, let's bring in the author of that article, Pamela McClintock. She's a senior film writer at The Hollywood Reporter, where she covers the box office. Thanks for being here, Pamela. I mean, several big movies out this month were expected to do better in theaters. What happened?
Thanks for having me. I think it was a case where the movies just didn't deliver beyond the core fans, and that posed a real problem for Tron Eris, which was a pretty big title, and even The Smashing Machine, which is a Dwayne Johnson movie that is more serious and dramatic than his normal movies, but it still only took in $11 million, which is the worst. I think it's the worst, maybe the worst showing of his career. And coupled with the fact that Mortal Kombat was supposed to open this past weekend, but they moved it to next year.
Are studios concerned about this moving forward?
I think they've been concerned. A lot of people think that since the pandemic, probably 15 to 20% of relatively frequent moviegoers have not returned to their movie-going habits. So they've learned to live with this roller coaster ride, but the strikes, added further delays. Next year, we said this last year that just wait till 25, and now we've seen 25 struggle. So, I think there is still hope that next year will be a big year and a return to normal. And the good news is we've seen a lot of movies overperform tremendously.
What do you project for the future of the film industry and the future of theaters?
That's a tough question. I wish I had a fortune. I wish I had, a cookie or, I think movie theaters, I think people want the communal experience of going to see a movie. You look at Taylor Swift, or you look at horror movies, or you look at comedies, and Wicked is tracking to be a huge picture, a huge picture at Thanksgiving. It's probably going to wildly overperform. So, I just think it's getting the beats right and, making sure that you market correctly and get your message out there to the right people.
Anything else you think we should know?
There's a lot of talk about streaming and how much that's hurt movie going, and there's a new phenomenon called premium VOD, where you can pay $20 and see a movie relatively quickly in the home, and that has certainly changed things. But I still think there's a place for movie theaters, but it remains to be seen, whether smaller towns and medium-sized towns can keep up with this, because they can't offer sort of the premium experience people want.
Hmm. Pamela McClintock, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.